Shockingly, sick leave for casuals has been very popular. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we're going to talk about, the sick leave or pilot program for casual workers to get sick leave. You heard that right, casual workers. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I'll just bring this next slide up. They get a leave loading, or no, they get a casual loading. Leave loading, that's a whole other thing we're not going to talk about in this video. But, similar to New South Wales, the casual loading rate that casual employees are generally entitled to is 25%. A person's contract, enterprise agreement, and award may affect this rate. But they are receiving 25% above what a permanent worker gets because they don't receive all the entitlements, perks, benefits, and security, which is kind of bullshit, that a full-time worker receives. So they're getting more money, at least per hour, and that should make up for not having things like holiday time or casual or sick time or all of these other stuff that the full-time workers get. And the full-time workers are paid less because, rather than managing holiday time, which is money they need to set aside for paid vacation themselves, they want their employer to do it. That's how Australia is, not individual responsibility, putting it all onto paternalistic employers. So now apparently casuals, or at least this pilot program, want to have their cake and eat it too. So they're getting sick leave and still this loading. So they're getting paid more than otherwise, but they're still getting sick leave. So how does this add up? Do they have to pay into an insurance scheme to take advantage of it? No, we're all going to pay for it. So the sick leave pay scheme attracts thousands to the pilot program. A state government has revealed how many workers, and this is from news.com.au, have begun claiming payment under a new Australia First program. What's the point of having casuals then if they're going to get this anyway? But more than 55,000 casual and contract workers have signed up to an Australian... Contract workers too? If you're an independent contractor, you're pretty much a small business. But I get this is where Australia's heading, guys. It's Victorian government, so there you go. The sick pay scheme in its first year, the Victorian government has revealed. Workers without sick leave entitlement are allowed to access up to 38 hours of sick and carers pay under the taxpayer-funded scheme, which has seen more than 80,000 payments since March last year. Of course it has. People are going to take advantage of this like there's no tomorrow because it's free money. So they're still going to get their casual loading. And then, what if they're sick on a day when they weren't rostered to work? Do you still get paid? That's the thing, isn't it? Oh, boy. The leave was paid at the national minimum wage of about $20 per hour. Retail and sales assistants, hospitality workers, and aged and disabled care workers were the most highly represented among those registered for the program. Other eligible workers included security guards, cleaners, cooks, fast food workers, and kitchen hands. The Victorian Employment Minister, Ben Carroll, said the scheme, which is nearly halfway through a 2-year pilot program, would help businesses become safer for their employees and be more productive. How will it become more safer? It's just going to be an increased tax burden on all the Victorian citizens. That's what this is going to be. The pandemic showed us just how many casuals and contract workers have been forced to choose between a day's pay or their health, Mr. Carroll said. Well, no, the government-mandated lockdowns did that. We've got to remember that. There are countries that didn't go down this path. Around 1 in 5 casual and contract workers work more than one job to earn a living, many without any access to sick and carers pay. Yes, because they're paid higher rates. That's why. The idea is you take some of that 25% and you put it away in an emergency fund so that if you get sick, you can draw upon that if you need to. Because, here's the kicker, guys. What if you're working for a business that has all this banked up sick leave and you change jobs? It's gone, isn't it? It disappears. How often have you gotten sick? Think about it. How much sick leave have you left on the table? Wouldn't you rather have had all that money invested maybe in some shares? Think about that. The hours and hours of sick leave that you were entitled to that never got paid could have gone into shares. And I bet you there are a lot of professionals watching the show or workers that won't take sick leave off to your own detriment, because now we're a Benthian socialist country here in Australia where the government's stepping in. The program is delivering sick pay to workers in industries with the highest rates of casual and contract workers, whose work hours are often unpredictable and low paid, and where people facing disadvantage are overrepresented. The Andrews government has spent $245.7 million, nearly $250 million bucks, and there you go, on the sick pay guarantee pilot, but it is yet to confirm whether the scheme will continue beyond March 2024. Workers shouldn't feel forced to go to work sick because they can't afford to miss a day's pay, Mr. Carroll said. This scheme creates more security for Victorian casual and contract workers, supporting them when they're sick or caring for a loved one. Okay, I mean, let's talk about this one, guys. Again, this is the type of thing, it all sounds nice and unicorns and fluffy bunnies and all that stuff, and everyone's happy. Oh, this is nice. We're giving the poor casual workers sick leave. It's only the evil business people that don't want to give it to them. They're paid a loading. They're paid extra because they don't get these perks. They should take that money and use that to have a buffer in case they need to take a day off to get sick. That's what it's there for. I know they're not, because our financial literacy in this country is non-existent, and I don't think the education system is even capable of resolving that. So this is just going to be another $250 million tax burden, every other year on the Victorian people. Hey, and if it goes further than this pilot scheme, how many people will take advantage of it? And how many people will ring up their employers, say, I'm not, can you roster me on this day so I can get sick leave, and just put someone else on and milk the system? Guaranteed that's going to happen. Come on. You'd be kidding if not. There are people that are that devious. I don't know, guys. Any criticism of it, you're going to sound like the bad guy. But people are paid extra for it. Maybe if they sign up to this scheme, the loading needs to go down, or a portion of their loading should be paid in trust for the government to be paid out if they're sick. There you go. There's a solution right there. What do you reckon? How many people would be in this scheme if they had to take a cut to their casual loading to pay to be involved in it? Maybe that's what we should do. What do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on that one in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Check out HeiseBim and Heise Does, two of my other channels covering different topics. If you want to support us, you can financially on YouTube or Patreon, using our referral links, buying our pocket squares, or calling us if you need an architect. Take care, guys. Have a great day. And don't get sick, particularly if you're a small business owner, because you're not getting any bloody sick leave. Okay, you just got to keep bloody working, because no one gives a shit about you. You just got to earn the money, pay the taxes to keep the politicians sitting there getting voted back in again and again.